What is up, everybody? This is Jesse Lee. Super excited to be in this video. We're talking about lists and segments inside of Klaviyo. Klaviyo lists and segments, what are the differences between them? What makes them useful, not useful? And this is actually going to be part 3D. I have multiple videos on lists and segments, and this whole series is actually 6 parts. We're in part 3 right here. So as you can see, I'm doing 3 A, B, C, and D because there are multiple parts when I make these update videos. So just keep in mind, this is multiple parts. If you want the whole guide, it's linked below. So we're going to go ahead and get started. Before I get started, I do want to give a shout out to Joshua Ken because he was a person who requested this little series of videos. So thank you very much, Joshua Ken, for requesting the video. If you all want answers to questions, please post the comments in the comment section. I will make you videos and I will give you shout outs, I promise. Okay, so let's go ahead and get started. Okay, lists and segments. Okay, so the last video we talked about what's the difference between a list and a segment. And remember I said lists are kind of like file cabinets where you collect contact information and other information about your customers and you keep it there forever. And it never goes, it never leaves unless you go in and manually delete it, right? Segments, however, they're more like copies of groupings of things based on what you decide. So, for example, in the last one we said, okay, Klaviyo will act like your assistant to make a folder of people from this list based on this file cabinet based on your criteria. So our example was, hey Klaviyo, please make me copies of everyone who's 50 years old so we can remind. This is, by the way, this is a hospital example. So we can remind them to schedule an appointment to get their cholesterol checked, right? This is a hospital doctor's office analogy, right? So when they're 49, you're not going to be in that segment. Klaviyo won't make that copy for you. And once they turn 50, Klaviyo will look in the file cabinet. They check on a daily basis. Klaviyo will check and say, oh, here's another 50-year-old. They'll go make a copy, and they'll put it in that folder. And then the assistant will give it to the doctors and the nurses and all that stuff. All right? So now, I told you that there'd be a special trick on how to leverage the people that unsubscribe. You probably were asking yourself, well, Jesse, why would you keep their information forever if they're just going to unsubscribe? They tell you they want to be on your list and they unsubscribe, or maybe they go inactive for over a year and so they're suppressed. Well, the reason is you don't have to be able to email them to interact with them if they're on your site, all right? And being on your site is the key point here. This is super, super powerful, right? So if you remember in our last video, we talked about the master list. We put everyone on the master list. If they unsubscribe, you actually take them off the list, right? So to email, what I would do is actually make engaged segments. And this is what Klaviyo recommends. You probably want to create engaged segments like such. So we're going to go to, we're going to say anybody who's engaged with site in last 30 days. And we could select different conditions, right? We could say what someone has or has not done, and we say active on site in any way, or if they clicked an email, actually be or, not and, sorry, or, we want to select or in this case. Clicked email or SMS. We'll start with email, and then we'll hit or clicked SMS. Now you might say, Jesse, well, what about opens? We want to do opens too, right? Well, ever since the iOS 15 update, there's some caveats to that. Yes, you can still do that. In fact, there's a new feature inside of Klaviyo where I want to address the fact that they can actually filter out Apple opens. We'll talk about that in another video. If you want a video on that fast, just leave a comment down below and I'll totally make one. It's a very amazing feature. But right now, we're going to talk about anybody who's clicked an email over to the site, clicked an SMS, or they've just been active on the site, right? So this is anybody who's been, I actually did that wrong. Sorry, let me edit the definition. Let me come in here. At least once in the last 30 days. Forgot to add the 30-day qualifier. All right, so Klaviyo will make these lists and segments for you. They'll tell you everyone who's been engaged in the last 30 days. You could also make 60 or 90 days. And you would also add is not suppressed. So let me edit definition. And, this one is and, right? All these other ones are ors. But this one, we want to say, and whether someone is or is not suppressed. Right here. And is not. So this is our engaged 30, right? That's our engaged 30 segment. Everyone who's not suppressed that's been on the site in the last 30 days, right? Now, we can create a list, a segment of suppressed profiles. Oh my gosh, I can't. This is weird that I'm into email marketing and copywriting and I can't freaking spell. Profiles, not portfolios. Okay? All right. Suppressed profiles. And all we're going to do is select if someone is or is not suppressed. And we're going to say is. All right? So this is going to pull everyone in your account that has unsubscribed for email or gone inactive because they haven't answered within a certain amount of time. Right? And you could create actions like, well, we want to suppress them after 180 days. I won't worry about going through those automations. But point being, now you have a list of everyone who's suppressed. Well, what can you do with this? This is, like in our analogy, this is everyone in that box who said, well, hey, I don't want you to contact them anymore. Don't send me any more email. I'm not going to go to your doctor's office and engage, right? Now, every once in a while, some of those people might find their way back. They might see a Facebook ad, right? This is one way you could do this is, oops, where the heck? You could actually, okay, if you're running some sort of social ads, you could export this, right? You could basically export this whole list. Oh, dang it, where did it go? Okay, let me go. Suppress. So you could export this whole list, right? And then when you export them, you could upload them to something like Facebook ads, where now you can retarget those people, all right? And then the other thing you could do with them is now if you retarget them with ads, you could also target them with special win-back pop-ups. This is super powerful. So we want to say, okay, let's create a new form. Let's create a sign-up form. Actually, let's just use one we already have set. We'll use this, I don't know. This one, right? Now, this is a mobile form. We want to say, we want you back. So you can give special messaging. You know that they were gone and you want them back. This is not, hey, hello for the first time. This is, we know you unsubscribed, but we want to offer you a special order. We throw some copywriting in here. Been a while since we've seen you. Hop back on our email list for a 99% discount. Don't offer 99%. You'll lose all your money. Actually, do whatever you want. I don't know. It's your business. It's not mine. All right, let me back up so you can see all this. Now, you see how you give special messaging to the people we want to try to get back? So, well, how do we target this to people who are on specific lists? All right, if you look at this targeting, let me zoom in here so you can see. This is so powerful, you guys. It's so freaking powerful. If you notice, down here it says, don't show to existing Klaviyo profiles. This is the targeting right now. This is showing to net new profiles. What we want to do is target to everyone on that segment that unsubscribed. So we're going to say target to visitors in a list or segment. We're going to say show to segment. We want to find suppressed profiles. Boom. We publish that. Now look at what we've done. You export your list of suppressed profiles. You can run lookalike, or you can run Facebook ads to that audience to retarget them, and you run them to some page with this form on it. And by the way, you could target this by URL if you wanted to make an embed with a landing page specifically for those people. Now you're targeting people who are on that suppressed list, and guess what? If you get them back on your email list, oh, what happens? Well, we already took care of that. If they've been active on site and they've clicked an email, right? Let's see, where are segments? Engaged 30 days. What ends up happening is if you retarget them and they come back on your engaged list because they signed up and then they You know, right? They signed up and then they clicked an email or an SMS. Then they're back and you're in 30-day engaged, and now you can send them emails. Isn't that awesome? I just think this stuff is absolutely amazing. I think the engineers at Klaviyo are geniuses, and I think they deserve all the credit in the world. So please, this is very, very powerful. Use these techniques. Yeah, and so that's about it for this video. We're going to continue on with our series. Again, this is one of 6 parts. Many, many parts, actually. So if you want an answer on something, comment down below, and I will make you a video like this. Also, when I get a moment, I'm going to put a free email marketing guide somewhere. It's going to be either down in the description or maybe over here on the right if I can figure out how to put the link on this freaking YouTube page. Right, now for the next video, you're going to click in the bottom right-hand corner to see the next one. Now, if you want the full playlist, click in this top right-hand corner, and that will bring you to the full playlist of all of these Klaviyo tutorial training videos. All right, this has been wonderful. I'll talk to you all in the next video.